Okay, so two days in to doing my Amplitube I rig for my Mac. I usually use it on an iPad or an iPhone, a smaller cut down version, but this is a bigger version that I'm just setting up with an FCB1010, which is a MIDI foot controller. At the moment, what I tend to do with mine is I don't have a set up as all different stomp boxes. You can set it up so that you've got 10 straight switches on the footboard, and some people set them up as stomp boxes. You've got 10 switches that you can do presets, or you can do stomp boxes, and then you've got your volume and your wah-wah as well. So as you can see, I've got number 1. I just set up for a clean, general clean. It's very crisp, nice, just how I like it. We've got 2. I use a chorus on a couple of songs. I don't use a lot of effects, but these are some of the effects. And as you can see, if you go inside the stomps, you've got a volume pedal there, so I can control the volume. I can turn the volume down up, mix that in a little bit, use a volume on that if I want. But I'll just go back to the amp. The number 3, I just drive up a little bit with a rhythm, and it just drives it up a little bit, just with a slight bit of delay on that one, just for the general rock and roll 50s, 60s sound. And then if you move along to number 4, then I'm moving into a Marshall, and I'm getting just a straight Marshall sound with no effects, and also it's dry, there's no delay. If you go inside the stomps, there's nothing in there, whereas the one that I had before, if you go inside the stomps, there's a bit of compression, bit of delay, bit of drive up. Not sure why there's a volume pedal in there. That can come out. It don't need to be in there. Yeah, so if we go back to the amps, and then number 4, I've got like that nice rock and roll, general rhythm rock and roll sound, like, I don't know, Sweet Little 16 and stuff like that. And then when it comes to the solo, I just kick in number 5, and it takes me to this bad boy. This is like driven up. Sounds awesome. It's dry. There's no effects. I don't know why there's a wire in there. That needs to come out. It's turned off. The wire's off. I used it in a different preset. I turned the wire off in this one. Just above it on number 10, I've got the same amp, exactly the same config, but I've got it with the wire on. So if I switch to number 10 now, which is just above it, you can see the same thing but with the wire on. So it's the same amp. So you get exactly the same sound but with a wire, which is awesome. So that's number 5. So that is an awesome amp, honestly. Number 6, going on to the top level now. Well, number 6 is above my number 1, so I've mimicked number 1 to there, but I've just stuck a wire in it. For a clean wire, I can get the clean sound of the clean wire, so it's just a mimicked clean. As you can see, I've got the wire. I took the volume pedal out of that one, just because if you go for the wire and you start moving the volume control, you're stuffed. So that's good. So we've got a clean. So above 1 and 6, we've got a clean wire there. Number 7 is just an amp that I've made up just especially for doing the shadow stuff, and it sounds very good. I've got the old Fender delay in there, but I'm going to stick in another one. What I can do is I can move these along. I'm going to stick a tape echo in there, and I'm going to mess around with the tape and just see, what the difference is and stuff. See which one I prefer. I think the tape one might be better, but this one's sounding pretty much near that you would want to get. So number 8, I've just found this now. I'm just setting these up at the moment. So I've got a clean Beatles like type sound there. That's a Vox mimicking a Vox amp with no effects. And then what I've done is next to it for the solos, I've got the same amp, but I've just drove up the treble and bass a bit, and I've got the delay back in there just for a little bit of delay on the solos, and it's drove up a little bit. But I'm still messing around with 8 and 9. I don't want it to be too drivey, because the Beatles weren't too drivey, but you just need it to go up a little bit on the solos, of course. And then I'm up to number 10, which is above my number 5, and that's my driven up amp with the wah-wah. See the wah-wah's activated on that one, so it's drove up. I haven't messed around with the pedals too much yet. I'm just using the preset ones, and then once I've got all these pretty much settled down, then I'll be moving on to looking at the cabs. I've stuck with the standard cabs at the moment, and I've stuck with the standard mics. I haven't changed any of the positions. I'm happy with the sounds. I've messed around with the noise gate a little bit because, as you can see, that little red light's on now. That means that the noise gate's on because it's a noisy amp, and it wasn't kicking in on some of them. So I have used the noise gate a little bit, but apart from that, it's been pretty straightforward so far. But like I say, I've got to move these mics around a little bit, and maybe the top mics, the room mics, and try some different levels. But that's all later on. All I wanted to do was get an amp operating, and like I say, I've got 10 presets that suit exactly what I do. I do have another up button, so I can get another 10 presets for later on. But I'm gonna stick with that. I'm thinking in the next 10 slots, I might do an acoustic simulator or something like that, and add some other little bits and bats to some. But for now, I'm going to keep it up to number 10. But see if you've got any recommendations or any suggestions. Thanks for tuning in.